cup, no cup.
We were practicing that for the longest time.
I had this water bottle and I was drinking and she goes, no cup. And I go, it's not, it's a bottle. It's not a cup.
And I was like, what's up? No cup.
cup.
Oh, gosh.
We're still figuring this out.
Hello, everybody. I hope your Saturday is going well. How's your Saturday going? How's your Saturday going?
Fine, I hope.
Yeah. Anyway, we have a great part 2 for you guys. This is the part 2 of our Dream Man series. We kind of talk even about dating, I feel like.
In general.
Yeah, dating in general, talking about whatnot. And I don't even remember what we talked about.
We cover a lot.
Yeah.
We go on some side tangents, but it's a good one.
But part 2 is out. Oh, this is part 2, I mean. And I hope you guys enjoy as much as we did. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's get into it. Do you ever notice that when you're in my room, my socks are on the floor?
No.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, my mom says that's like one of her biggest pet peeves about me is I leave
Really?
my socks. My socks are everywhere.
Honestly, my socks are everywhere too.
Because I can't sleep without my socks.
I
mean,
You can't sleep with your socks on?
yeah, I can't.
I don't even consider the thought
I think it's too
or
uncomfortable
the
for me.
idea of sleeping with my socks on.
Yeah.
But I just run warm.
I don't, but I just feel like I'm so like constricted.
That makes sense.
That's why I don't sleep with my pants.
I can't.
I like sleep with my underwear on.
Same. I sleep with shorts if I have to.
I see.
Yeah, because as a child, I was never able to wear like actual PJs. You know when it would be like pajama day? Well, okay, when I was really small, I would literally just sleep in my underwear.
Yeah.
Like, that's it. Like when I was like a very like toddler or whatever. And then as I got older and I couldn't do that anymore.
Right.
Obviously, I would wear like shorts and like a shirt.
Oh.
But I could never do like pajama sets.
Why?
So, because I would get too hot.
Oh,
So,
I thought
like-
your parents were like, you're not allowed to do PJs.
No. I would just get too hot, so I would never, unless they were shorts. But even then, I would like mix and match all the time.
Okay.
So when it was pajama day at school, I would buy pajamas.
I think I was the same way.
Yeah, my parents would buy me like
That's
a set of pajamas.
so funny. Actually, I don't think I ever wore. Yeah, for pajama day, we would go to Walmart and we'd buy pajamas. That's how you know what kind of demographic we're in.
I know. Also, we didn't time it.
We are Walmart girls. That's fine.
It's okay.
All right. Do you want me to start first or do you want to start first?
I could start.
Okay.
So Dream Man Part 2.
Yeah.
The continuation of our list. So my next one, or maybe I should do a quick recap. Okay, I said I want someone who's patient, loyal / faithful.
Yeah.
A good listener, and we both agreed loves God. Another trait I need is someone who's affectionate.
Aww. A cuddly bear.
Yes, I love affection.
That is sweet.
I think physical touch is one of my love languages.
Your mom's is too.
Oh, my mother is huge on affection.
Yeah, I think that's why.
She's a very affectionate person.
Yeah.
And I could honestly go either way, like with people. Like if certain people don't like physical touch, then I'm like,
Don't touch
okay.
me.
But like if I have friends who like
Faye. By the way, she's going to be coming on here soon, but we love Faye.
We love Mama Faye.
Faye is in the Philippines right now, but if you ever get the privilege and honor to be surrounded by her beauty and her aura-ness,
Yes.
she is very much a hugger, a lover. She's not a fighter. She is a lover.
She is a straight up lover.
Yeah.
And so someone like Faye, I have no problem.
Yeah.
Like her physical affection
Yeah.
is not an issue for me.
Sometimes it's a little too much for me, and she doesn't even give me a lot.
No, see, like literally the last time we were with her, she was like holding my hand.
Yeah.
She was like holding it to her chest or whatever,
Yeah.
and I'm just like, okay, Faye. Like because I don't
But someone
care.
like me, we don't do any of that.
No, see, like I don't do any of that with you.
No.
But yeah, like some of my friends, I'm like, okay, I could be physically affectionate.
Right.
If I know somebody's okay with that. But like with my partner, I want to be physically
Yeah.
affectionate. It's not even just like a PDA thing.
Yeah. No, I think that's the same thing with me. I think growing up, because I grew up with such a, like, I don't know if straight edge is the right word, but you know my dad.
Yeah.
You know how strict he is. Like, when you see him, he doesn't really show much of his personality, but he's just like, macho or whatever. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So growing up, he was more like that, and my mom was the more affectionate one. But I think, like, translating to my relationships, I don't know. You've seen me in relationships.
Actually,
I've held hands with my boyfriends, but I don't think I've kissed them. I think I'm too shy.
well, like I said, it's not even just like a PDA thing, but like I'm not talking about like making out in public or whatever, but just
Oh, in private, I'm a huge cuddler. In private, I'm like, get over here.
Just in general, I'm just like, let me touch you in some sort of way.
Yeah.
And it's funny because I think, like, you might be surprised, but my dad's actually pretty physically affectionate.
I remember you told me.
But he's only like that, I think, because
your mom.
Of my mom.
Yeah.
And still, my dad's kind of like, he's not as physically affectionate as my mom.
Yeah.
But he could be a lot more physically affectionate than I think most people would think. Or most people would expect of him.
Yeah. No, okay. All right, I see that. Yeah, whenever I hug your dad, it's pretty funny. He goes, he like taps, I give him a hug. But I always give like a real hug, right? I don't give a side hug. And he goes, on my back. He like taps me. I'm like, all right, yeah. All right, good to see you. He always says that, good to see you.
Oh my gosh, that brings up a little funny side note. How do you feel about like side hugs? I'm a person that loves a hug. So
I can't
feel
do
like
side
some
hugs.
Some people give like weak hugs.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's sad.
No, I am very much a person that I can't do side hugs. If I've ever given you a side hug, I've very much deeply apologized. I was probably going through it in life, and the only thing I could offer are side hugs.
Side hug.
But no, I may be a fighter, but I'm also a lover. Yeah.
But yeah.
My dad, actually, it's so funny because my dad, you saw us at church, my mom and my dad, they were dancing together.
Yeah.
I think my dad tries a lot for my mom. And so he does try a lot for my mom.
That's cute.
It's the cutest thing in the world. But he'll only dance if she's dancing. Like, he won't ever go up there and dance by himself. But if he sees my mom dancing alone, he'll run up there and dance with her.
Oh, my dad wouldn't be caught. Dead.
I remember you told me. That's
First
cute.
time I ever saw my dad dance. I was like, "What are you doing? What is that?"
Sometimes that's cute.
It was cute because he was obviously trying, so that way my mother wouldn't dance with other people. But because my mom was a dancer.
Yeah,
she's a dancer. But
I think that's something we get from our mamas.
What's your next one?
I think, and I told you about this, humility. Humility is such a good integral characteristic, personality trait, whatever it may be, part of a man. Yeah. A man that has humility is so attractive to me.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with confidence.
Yeah, but cockiness.
The line between like a lot of confidence and cockiness is like very.
And you can tell who's an insecure man and who's a very secure man by the level of humility and confidence.
Yeah, because they don't have to prove themselves.
No, it's so funny because the gym I used to be at, there's one of our fighters there, and his Instagram name, has the word humble in it. And when I first saw it, I was like, bro, if you have to call yourself humble, if you have to name yourself humble.
How humble are you?
You are not humble.
Yeah.
Not at all. And I've had so many people, guys specifically, where they've said, what's that called? I'm the alpha male. Or I'm such a humble man. Like, bitch, you are not humble.
Sir.
If you have to tell me that you are an alpha, if you have to tell me that you are, what's that called? Quality man. Do you remember that word?
Yeah,
what is
a
it?
high value man.
If you have to tell me you're a high value man, I'm already fucking laughing at you.
Yeah.
I'm already laughing at you.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Why do you have to tell me that you're a high value man? Bitch, show me.
You don't.
I can sense it.
Yeah.
And I think that's one of the biggest turn-offs in a man. So one of the big things that I need in a man is you have to have humility. You have to know what your place is.
Yeah.
And you're not the best. I'm sorry. You gotta be honest.
It's terrible, but there's always someone better.
And it will
out there.
But you know what?
At something.
A man's humility.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. A man's humility will manifest.
Yeah.
Into its existence. Obviously, it will manifest. If you're humble, and you have that humility, it'll show right away.
Yeah.
And it'll show your level of security within yourself. Okay, I know I'm not that great at this. I'm secure with it.
Yeah. Like
no one can attack me with
yeah.
it. I'm whatever. Yeah. I
Yeah.
need a humble man.
I completely agree.
Yeah, I need that. Another thing that I need is, it kind of ties into the humility thing, but he needs to be self-aware.
Oh.
A man that isn't self-aware, God, I get secondhand embarrassment.
Well, there will also be like no growth from that.
Yeah.
Because
You have too much pride too.
Yeah, the first step in solving a problem is acknowledging that there is
Yeah.
one. So if someone isn't self-aware, then they can't even recognize they have a problem, whether that problem be small or big.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I agree.
My next one would be someone who is, I'm gonna say supportive.
Yeah. I think we talked about that last week, no?
I think we did.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know you said you got a lot of dreams.
Yeah.
I feel like that. I feel like by supportive, I don't mean just in like my ambitions.
Yeah.
But I think like emotionally supportive too. Because I am someone who has suppressed
Yeah.
a lot of emotions for a long time, and I've come to a point over the past few years that I can't do that anymore.
Yeah.
So I am forced to deal with them,
Yeah.
process them. And I think part of it is also because that's when like I entered my relationship.
Yeah.
So it was no longer just me dealing with things.
But you need to process them.
Yeah.
And a man that encourages processing those emotions is such a good man.
Yeah, and also like it's not like there's no,
Because he sees your importance.
yeah, and there's no like invalidation of my feelings.
Yeah.
Because sometimes I'll feel things very like strongly initially.
Right.
And I could either be like extremely upset or I'll be pissed or something.
Yeah.
But then the more I think about it, because I'm processing, I think, okay, I was being a little dramatic. I could have been more understanding about
Yeah.
it. So my feelings could change like overnight.
Yeah.
Or they could stay the exact same and be stronger. But either way, it's kind of just like, okay, yeah, I understand why you're feeling
Right.
that way. You take all the time you need to process whatever just happened,
Yeah.
however you're feeling. Because sometimes I don't even know how I'm feeling. I'm just like emotional. So
Yeah.
I could be crying whether because I'm sad, whether I'm hurt, whether I'm upset, and I don't even know it.
Interesting.
So someone who supports that.
The whole process is good. Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to know your opinion, because actually I'm obviously, everyone has an opinion of everything, whatever, tiny, big, but what are your thoughts on the roles of a woman, whether they're the girlfriend and then transitioning to fiance wife?
What do you mean?
As in, like, the roles, what are they?
Oh.
What are their roles? What are they doing? Because I feel like a lot of people don't understand, and anyone who's watching, I'm not sure. I didn't understand, obviously, because I had the wrong example of relationships growing up, like male and female, whatever. They're kind of backwards. But, I mean, as a girlfriend, do you act like a wife?
You know, that's so funny because I've had to think about that too, just because I've seen TikToks or like girls be like, oh, like say they're at a party and be like, oh, can you give me a plate of food? That's like a girlfriend. I mean, that's like a wife
I
thing.
would get him a plate of food.
I'm on a girlfriend
if it's
salary.
something like that.
But that is just like a rough example.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to do wife things on a girlfriend salary.
I've heard that before too.
Was the whole term. See, it's a little hard because I feel like, I mean, I'm not extremely in touch with my Mexican culture, but some of the
Duties, roles.
some of those things are still present
Yeah.
in like my upbringing, how I was raised and everything, because like my mother like my nana taught my mom, okay, a wife cooks, a wife cleans, you know, like things like that.
And your mom taught you that.
Yeah, and like my grandparents, okay, you serve your husband or whatever, right?
Yeah.
But and so when I got into my relationship with my fiance, I don't think I wanted to do that so much because it was instilled in me, or I've seen that it's been instilled in people like my mother or whatever.
Yeah.
But it kind of just came out of me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I was at my uncle's and he goes, "You don't serve him." And
That's true. Yeah.
I'm like,
oh.
Yeah, I like the first time my fiance went to my uncle's.
Yeah.
Like I forget, I think it was for Christmas or something.
Yeah.
He goes, he's gonna get his own plate. You are not serving him. And I go,
but it's just something you instilled in your mind.
It's
like,
something.
It's second nature.
I wanted to.
Yeah.
That's the thing. I like nature. Wanted to. Not because he's the man and I must.
Because you respect him and you love him.
Yeah, like I wanted to do that. It's like an act of service.
Right.
You know?
That's so weird.
But my uncle was like, "No, you're not married to him, you know." And I'm like, and I thought that was interesting because, I mean, like, my uncle's not my father.
Yeah.
You know? And I don't think, actually, if I remember right, I don't think anybody else in my family has told me that. But...
Your gay uncle?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. I know, I was surprised too.
Maybe it's the whole gay thing.
Maybe. But I mean, like, obviously with the way women have progressed in society and things like that, the rise of feminism, things like that. Some of those.
FYI, I'm gonna make a comment.
Are we gonna do this now?
Before you go ahead. If you guys don't like what we say, you guys can click up. I really don't care. This podcast isn't for that. This podcast is to whatever. Okay. Anyway, right. I don't agree with this new age feminism.
Yeah.
I think that the roles are different between men and women. Mm-hmm. It doesn't decrease our value. Our value is the same.
Yes.
But who the fuck? Hold on. I try to be formal about this. Who the fuck told people that we were supposed to go work? You think I want to work?
You know what's so funny? I always, I quote Ali Wong a lot. Okay. And when my cousin first introduced me to her first stand-up special on Netflix, she goes, "You of all people are going to love this. Yeah. You're going to love everything she says," because she knows
we don't like the word feminism.
I don't do feminism. So Ali Wong's like, "Who told them the secret?
And okay,
who told them that we're supposed to work? Our days used to be sponsored."
Yes.
And you know what? Now that I'm thinking of like getting married, having kids, like recently my fiance asked me, "Would you quit your career?"
Hell yeah, bitch!
To be a stay-at-home mom. I said, "Yeah, I don't want to work anymore. You think I want to wake up, at the ass crack of dawn, put on a uniform, and go to work?"
Okay, hold on. I want to make this clear too. Feminism, I feel like the world's definition is equality, right? Being equal, right?
Yeah, and they're gonna say like, "Oh, women being better than men," or whatever. That's radical.
You go ahead. You do whatever you want to do. You do whatever you want to do. But I feel like there's such a huge pressure nowadays on you have to work. Blah, blah. I mean, no one's ever told me you have to work. Thank you, Jesus. But I'm just saying, who the hell told them that we wanted to work?
Nobody should have told them the secret.
Who told them? We wanted to stay home.
Yes, we can. No,
we cannot.
We cannot. They're not supposed to know that we can.
Cannot. Who the fuck told them? I wanted to stay home. I'm big bread.
Yes.
For me and my man.
Yes.
And no kids. No children.
I want the kids.
Just me and my man making bagels in the morning.
But literally,
from scratch.
The idea of having a family, like I think about it because, my baby fever's been really bad. It's been bad for a while. It like dipped after I saw live birth and live C-section, and then it came back up again. Mm-hmm. And it's probably at its peak right now. Mm-hmm. I will literally see a baby and cry because I want one so bad.
You know what's crazy?
What?
Mine went the other way. So when I first saw my live birth and C-section, my baby fever, which is very non-existent, went up like a little hump and then afterwards, like the next 2 days, it went away.
Don't get me wrong. I thought it was a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
Like the first ever birth I saw was a C-section.
Yeah.
And when I was in that OR and the baby came out, I started crying.
Yeah, I shed a tear.
Because I'm like, it's beautiful. Mm-hmm. Like, the birth of human life is beautiful.
No, I cried because of the mom and dad. I didn't cry for the baby.
Oh, no. I cried for the baby.
You think I cried over the baby? No.
No, I cried over the baby.
I cried for the mom and dad. I think, oh, your life's going to change so much. Your life's going to be hell. No, I'm just kidding. I want kids eventually. Not right now.
But, like, the thought of having to work and keeping my baby at home, like, I don't want to do that. Like,
yeah.
I want to be there. I want to put my baby for a nap. I want to take my baby to the store. I want to feed my baby. I want to be there when my baby walks for the first time.
Yeah.
I want my baby's first words to be mama, mama.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, like, when he was all like, would you give up your career to be a stay-at-home mom? Yeah. I'm like, that's not even a question.
Yeah.
Not even a question.
No.
He was like, what about to be a stay-at-home spouse? And I go, that depends. Are we traveling? I go, I have no problem with working if I want to. Like, yeah. I've thought about, like, when my kids are older, saying, like, working part-time. Because then I won't get bored. Mm-hmm. You know, like, I'll have something to do. Mm-hmm. But to have to work to live?
I think that just shows our privilege right now.
How? I am not from a rich family.
I'm not either.
Then...
Okay, never mind.
I don't think it's a privilege thing. I don't know, maybe I'm wrong. But I don't think it is. I mean, my mom was a stay-at-home mom for like
my mom was too.
Yeah,
my mom still is.
For my adolescence, you know, but my dad didn't want her to work and he wanted her to take care of me while he worked. Mm. And does that, and we didn't even have like, it wasn't like my dad was making a boatload of money to where that probably for most people would have been financially feasible.
You're right.
But
no, you're right. I think eventually when I do have kids, my views are going to change, but I would love to be a stay-at-home wife. Stay home, do laundry, whatever. Do Pilates if he wants me to.
So to answer your question, if he wants me to, I just want to go to a little bar class every week if he wants me to. Yeah. No, but I think to answer your question, I think that's probably dependent on the person.
Yeah.
Like the role of a girlfriend versus like a wife or whatever. If a man brings that out of you, then
it's true.
Why fight it?
He is your husband.
Why fight it?
That's how you know he your husband. That's true. I have only met one man to bring that out of me. And
when you told me you wanted to bake bread, I was like, "Bitch, I've been over here wanting to bake bread. Let's do it."
It takes a true man to bring that out of you.
Yeah.
It takes a true man that is everything on here to bring that on me. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, but also maybe it's because I just like baking. So I was like, let's make a sourdough.
But okay. But which brings me to the next thing. Mm-hmm. A man. I haven't met a man who has had everything on this list, mostly everything, except for one thing. He needs to be healed. One big thing, I cannot date any more unhealed men. Like unhealed to the point where like everything goes out the door. Like you can't move forward with the trauma. I need a man that's healed for the most part, like healed enough to be functional.
Yeah, I was going to say there's nothing wrong with having
a little bit of trauma,
needing some healing. Because honestly, we'll probably, as people, never be
fully healed.
Totally, completely healed.
Right. There's always going to be some trauma.
Yeah, because it's not even just childhood trauma. Like, we can...
Every day.
Yeah, we could face trauma any time in our lives.
And it lives with us.
Yeah.
But I need a man that... Man, this man was perfect. And you know this. Well, I can't put him on a pedestal.
No, you cannot.
But
you must look at him realistically.
Was very, very close to like man of God. Like a lot of these things on this list, I was like head over heels in love with this man. And but he was unhealed. A lot of trauma, and can't go forward with that. So my dream man has to have good enough trauma. I mean, healed enough. I mean, to be functional. I think that's one thing. When I go on a first date again, I'll be like, "Do you have trauma, sir? If so, percentage-wise, 0 to 100%. How functional is this trauma for you? How healed are you?
Or do you have high-functioning trauma?
Or low-functioning trauma? I'm gonna do that.
Yeah, because then when it starts to
mix into the relationship,
then it's like it's a lot of, and I could personally attest because the trauma I know has affected my relationship with my fiance.
Yeah.
But luckily, I'm self-aware enough, and because I'm self-aware, I am able to put in the work to get past it, so that way those bad habits that I have to help me cope from said trauma do not continue to affect our relationship or make it worse, to fix the issue.
Right.
So I think as long as he's self-aware, like you said, that goes hand in hand, and is willing to put in the work to fix the issues, then nothing wrong with it.
Yeah, I agree. Something reminds me. There was this, I was watching the George Janko. You know George Janko?
No.
You don't know George Janko?
No.
So he's this guy, you've seen him for sure. He's this guy who does podcasts. He did it with Girls Gone Bible. But he has a beard. I don't know how short he is, but he's like, I don't know.
Maybe I've seen him. I just don't know the name.
I'll show you a picture after.
Okay.
But he has a girlfriend. He's a Christian man. And he was just talking about his relationship. And his girlfriend is beautiful. Beautiful woman. I think she's from like France or some shit like that.
Oh, wow.
But anyway, he talks about like, he was like, if me and my girl are in downtown LA somewhere and I tell her, shut your mouth, get in the car, she's going to do it. No matter, like, let's say there's a fucking robber or someone's going to rob us or whatever.
Yeah.
And she does that because he provides everything. Provides financially, emotionally, love, whatever, all that stuff. He provides financially, all that stuff. But I think a lot of men don't realize, or they expect that respect without not even having to do anything. Like, how do you expect me to respect you if I can love you? But how do you expect me to respect you if, one, you've never paid for any of our dates or paid for the bills? How can I respect you if you don't even do this? Or if we're walking down the street and I have to defend myself in case something happens? It's such a turn off for me. That's another thing. Men have to, I think that's a thing, like being provider, a protector. Yeah.
Well, you talked about the being a protector in the last
visit. And I think it's really important.
I was going to say last visit, like I'm at the doctor's office.
I think it's really important. I think it's really important.
Yeah, I think some would argue, or I could see an argument being like, oh, well, if you love somebody, you should respect them out of love or whatever.
No, you earn it.
But
you earn respect.
Yeah. And also, like, a person either is going to bring that out of you
or they don't. And it's true. And I've had relationships where they do. I've had relationships where they don't.
Yeah.
And the difference between the men and their security level within themselves and their confidence or I don't know what their humility levels are proportionate. They're like, they coincide. So one big thing, I'm sorry, can I say this?
Yeah, go ahead.
One big thing is they don't kiss and tell. I don't want a talker. I don't want a man who embarrasses me.
I think that's gentlemanly.
Yeah. I think a man who just doesn't embarrass me.
It makes me think of Cameron on Love is Blind. Remember when they asked him,
what happened last night?
What happened with you and Lauren on your first night? And he goes, I'm a gentleman. Whatever happened is between her and I.
And it's true. That's how it should be. I'm sorry, but a man who embarrasses you, a man who talks, let's say you guys get in a fight and he goes on Instagram and talks shit. No, that shit stays. No, that just stays between us.
Yeah, there's no need to air out your dirty laundry.
And that's the same thing that goes for not even putting it on Instagram or whatever. When you have quarrels, whatever, that just stays in the relationship.
Yeah.
It's private. It's private.
Yeah.
If anything, if you do bring it out to a third party that knows both of you guys. Yeah. That both, defends both of your names.
Yeah.
But that's another
impartial.
That's another, yes, that's what's out? Sweden? Who the fuck is impartial? In the cold.
Switzerland?
Switzerland. Thank you. I don't know anything about history. Anyway, but I need a man that doesn't embarrass you when shit goes south, whether you guys are together or not together. Mm-hmm. I think that's such a huge turnoff, and it shows your level of immaturity.
Yeah.
Your lack of, what's that word called? Anyway, it's just disgusting.
Yeah.
The fact that you have to put on Instagram or online what your dirty laundry is. Mm-mm.
Yeah. I completely agree.
Yeah.
Because if anything, if you're like seeking counseling from like in confidence, from someone who will give you good advice, it will not just be on your side, but will actually tell you the truth. Like when you come to me and you ask me, oh, this or this happened, like what do you think? Or like you'll just tell me, and I'm like, when you're wrong, I'll tell you.
You too.
When you're wrong, I'm going to tell you, because there's no point. It doesn't help you if I just say, nope, you had no wrong in that. You're perfect. You did everything correctly.
You're doing our friendship a disservice.
Exactly.
And myself a disservice.
Exactly.
Or me a disservice.
Exactly. Because that's not going to help you. It'll make you feel better in the moment.
Yeah.
But if that problem ever occurs, whether again in that same relationship.
I'm right. She told me I was right.
Yeah. Or even in a different relationship. Yeah. Like it's just going to become a bad habit.
Yeah.
And then that's not helpful to you.
It's untaught.
Exactly.
And touched as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you got to go to someone who will give it to you straight.
Yeah. I think that's a good way to go about it. Like if you're thinking of third party, but I feel like this episode isn't even about, what's that called? I think it's more dating.
It's not even like the dream man anymore.
Yeah. I feel like this is an episode of dating, but, there's something that reminds me. I have a friend. I talked to her today, and she knows I'm going to talk about it because I told her. but one of the biggest icks I have in a man, because she was in a long-term relationship, right? And she's dating someone new, who, the way that she kind of explains to me is kind of, I'm a high-value man. I'm a blah, blah, whatever. He's cool. I've met him. He's nice. But anyway, he play fights with her, or he's like, "What, you want to fight? You want to fight?" You know how guys do that?
Yeah.
I think that's the ickiest thing ever, because she would tell me, she was like, my ex-boyfriend never laid a finger on me. Like, he would never even think about it, even play fighting. And I think when she told me that, I kind of went back and I was like, she's right. If a man were to ever tell me like, hey, you want to fight? Oh, why are you fighting? Come on, catch these hands. God, I would feel so icky. You know who was like that?
Who?
Carlton from Love is Blind. Yeah, he's icky. He's icky.
I'm showing her season 1 of Love is Blind right now.
And I'm showing her The Bachelorette. Hannah season.
Hannah B season.
Hannah Brown season.
But I think that's actually funny because I kind of do that with my fiance. But I don't say it
but
like that.
As the woman.
But I'm like, square up.
But as a woman, tell me if a man were to tell you that. Would you
get the I wouldn't like it.
Yeah, it's disgusting.
I think it works because he tells me when I do it. He goes like, I love when you do it, because I just go, aw.
Yeah.
You know, like he doesn't.
If a man were to do that, I'm the top. Like, if someone were to tell me that, like, that's disgusting.
That's funny. Someone consider it.
Consider it.
Yep.
Not only consider it to you, but consider it to everyone around you. If you're going to eat somewhere on a date,
yes.
Imagine a man with no manners talking to the servers.
Yeah.
That's such a huge trend.
Yeah. Yeah. I think also what goes hand in hand with consideration is being thoughtful. I love
it's true.
Thoughtful man.
Yeah. Yeah, I think you and I were talking about this, like texting. But One of the good qualities my ex-boyfriend had was he was very thoughtful.
Yeah.
I got home, dinner was cooked. It's from scratch. Pasta and meatballs. Italian meal, full course. For me and my family.
Yeah.
That's one good thing. I need a man that's thoughtful.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's really important.
Even if it's like small.
Yeah.
Like,
you thought about me today.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, oh, I was on your mind.
Yeah.
Like, oh.
I'm important.
Exactly. Like,
Yeah.
oh, you went and saw this and it reminded you of me? Thank you.
It's the little things.
It's the little things.
It's the little things.
You know what I have to say also too? I know how like everyone has like their one or two love languages that's like...
I have all of them. Sorry.
Well, I heard somewhere that a relationship should consist of all of them.
Yeah.
And I was all like, you're damn right.
Yeah, it's
because
true.
I never even had thought about that before.
You fulfill jack of all trades.
Yeah, but also it's just like that's what makes a relationship last. That's what makes it work. I mean, you should do acts of service for each other. You should give. Yeah, you should gift. That doesn't mean it has to be like you have to have like you constantly have to give gifts to each other.
No.
But like thoughtful gifts, they don't have to necessarily be expensive.
Oh, if a man were to ever give me a love letter, I would keep that love letter forever.
You know, one time, my fiance, it was around Valentine's Day. He was like, I don't have a lot of money. And I go, I know. Well, who said you have to give me?
Yeah.
Who says you have to buy me a gift?
No.
And he goes, what? I go, you don't have to buy me anything. Hint, hint.
Yeah.
You don't have to buy me anything. And he goes, oh, he made me a mixtape.
See?
And I was
How much did that take? Couple cents?
Yeah, not even that.
Yeah.
He put it on a flash drive. And he
See?
goes, listen to it. He recorded a little intro.
Aww.
With like a little message.
That's cute.
And I'm like, see? I was
like,
crying.
And you would love that so much more better than a fucking whatever.
Yeah.
Sorry, I cursed too much on this podcast.
But I was crying while listening to it, you know?
Yeah.
So it was like, because not only was it just like a collection of songs, but like the intro really sent it over the edge.
Yeah, because he personalized it.
Exactly.
This is not for anybody I give a flash drive to. This is for you.
Yes, it was specifically made for me.
Yeah.
And so like the thought, like it took effort.
Yeah.
That's, you know this. When he told me he wanted to propose, I was like, look, I don't need some big, flashy proposal. Effort. Would it be nice if you had like all these flowers and like an arch or whatever?
Yeah, it'd be nice.
Yeah, of course. Like if you had candles leading the way and violinists playing while as I'm walking up to where you're going to take a knee, you know? Like, yeah, of course. But as long as I feel like
I'm the luckiest woman on earth. Yeah,
and there was some sort of effort behind it, then that's all I need.
Right.
Because it's the thought that counts.
Mm-hmm. All right, last thing that I have on my list, and it's very important to me. Mm-hmm. He has to love my family. That will always be on my list.
I'm gonna extend into that too.
Okay.
Or I'm gonna speak on that too.
That's always been on my list from this last boyfriend, from the boyfriend before, from the guy I dated before, from then. I love my family with all my heart. I'm a woman. We were talking about it earlier because we were talking about moving to, you and I were.
Oh yeah, like moving out of state.
Moving out of state, whatever. And I told her, I was like, no matter where I go, I'm taking my mama, papa, I'm taking my grandma, my uncle, everyone. I'm taking the whole clan.
Yeah.
And he needs, the way I love my family, he needs to love my family just the same. And because I'm a type of person where once we're together, I love your family as much as I do. Yeah. As much as you do. Mm-hmm. Oh, he's your uncle? Oh, he's my uncle now.
Yeah.
Okay, like, yeah, let's go to the doctors. Okay, your grandma needs to do oil change. Let's go. Come on, mama. Let's go, grandma. Let's go.
Let's go.
You know, he needs to, because my one of the most important things I can never, ever live without is my family.
Yeah.
And a man that sees the importance in that and shares the importance. Mm-hmm. God, I thank you, Jesus.
Yeah. No, I couldn't agree. That was actually one of, I wouldn't say that was a fear of mine, just in general. Like when I finally, because up until my fiance, I had never brought anyone around my family. And my cousins had, you know, like my aunts, like, oh, men have come and gone or whatever, right? But not from my house, not from me. So I knew that when I brought someone, it was going to be like, when I brought someone around, finally, it was going to be a big thing because I've always been the girl with her head in the book. School, that's all she's thinking about. Yeah. Right? So I always had like a spiel, especially because you know how my family is. And by my family, I mean mostly my dad's side. I have an aunt that's a little crazy, but I still love her, obviously. But I just know that for some people,
and she loves him.
She adores. She probably likes his ass more than me. She probably likes him more than me. And I told him, he goes, maybe. I'm like, what? Yeah. How do you get along better with my aunt than I do? Yeah. But anyways, I had a whole spiel on like, okay, I'm going to forewarn
everyone.
Any guy I bring, I have to hammer it in. Yeah. Because it could be a lot. I love my family. Don't get me wrong. Like, first off, no family's perfect. Every family's going to have a little crazy or whatever. And I love them with all my heart, you know? Yeah. They have shaped me into the person I am. Yeah. You know? But, and I don't just, and I mean like even extended family, you know? But, I also know they could be a lot. Yeah. So, I gave him a whole spiel. And I would tell him over and over and over and over. No, he's in the family. No, my aunt likes him more. My cousins, her kids probably like him more than they like me. Yeah. And I'm like, okay. He calls my uncle, and all this, and I'm like,
he calls my mom Tita.
He calls your mom.
He calls my dad Tito.
So it's like I completely understand, and I would have it no other way.
Yeah. Yeah. A man,
because family's important.
And it also shows you how he's going to treat your family in the future.
Exactly.
If he's not a family man, if he will not die
for his family,
it just shows you what kind of a man he is.
Yeah.
He's not a man.
I completely agree.
Yeah. But yeah, you have anything else to say?
I don't think so. I feel like all my other ones are pretty generic. Or we covered them already. So I think the only one that we haven't touched on specifically, but we have implied it, is treating you with respect.
Or a man who has integrity.
Yes.
Ooh, a man who has integrity. A man that
respects you enough not to air out your dirty laundry. Yeah. Respects you enough to...
Or if he knows he's done something wrong, he'll be convicted enough
to actually apologize.
Yeah. And knows he actually did wrong instead of running away. Yeah. Or lying.
And I think that also goes with...
Speaking on trauma.
And I think that also goes with respects you enough not to cheat on your ass. You know what I mean? Like...
It's also... Yeah. Very important.
So it's just... All important things.
Yeah. I put doesn't kiss and tell twice.
You really wanted to... emphasize it.
I wanted to make sure. A real man, if there are any men listening here, a real man does not kiss and tell. Do not embarrass your women. Or whatever. It'll bite you in the ass. Anyway, thank you guys for listening. We had fun talking about this. We'll probably revisit this idea, talking about dating or roles of a woman in the relationship or whatnot. Yeah. But even soul ties, we can talk about soul ties.
Ooh, soul ties are
we've had soul ties.
Soul ties are a tricky one.
Yeah. Anyway, I hope you guys have a good week. We'll see you next week.
Bye.